How's it going, guys? My name is Hayley and welcome back to Set to Hike. This is a channel that is all about hiking, so if you're into hiking too, then welcome aboard. In today's video, I'm going to show you what I take for an overnight hike, or in this specific case, what I take for an 8-day hike. Generally, whether I'm going for an overnight or multiple days, my gear doesn't really change. So this specific trip that I'm going on is the Great Ocean Walk. The last time I shared a gear video, that would have been when I hiked the overland track, and that was quite a number of years ago, so a lot of my gear has changed since then, so I'm pretty excited to give you an update. So starting with the big three, starting with my pack, I still have the Black Wolf Bugaboo. It's a 70-litre pack that can be extended into 80 litres. I do find that over the years, as my gear has become lighter and more compressed, I don't need a pack of this size anymore. It was one thing that I was going to upgrade this year, but I basically ran out of money, so my pack has to wait a little bit longer. I should probably mention that it has a built-in rain cover, and then I also have a Nylofoam pack liner, which I absolutely swear by pack liners. I love them. If we move on to the tent, I am now a proud owner of a Dan Durston X-Mid one-person hiking tent. It weighs under 1 kilo and it's still a double wall tent. I also will have a Tyvek ground sheet. It is really loud. I'm not sure how this is going to go at a campsite if you're trying not to disturb others while you're packing up your tent or putting your tent up, but I think it'll be quite a good ground sheet for my tent. So in terms of sleeping bag, I have a Sea to Summit Women's Talus 2 sleeping bag. This has a comfort rating of -10 degrees Celsius, which I need because I'm a very cold human. And for this specific trip, I will be pairing it with my Kathmandu silk sleeping bag liner. I do have a warmer sleeping bag liner from Sea to Summit that I take on warmer trips, but for this one, bringing out the silk. And then also for sleeping, I have my Thermarest Z-Lite Soul sleeping mat. It's a closed cell foam sleeping mat, so I much prefer these than blow-up mattresses, but each to their own. I have some leaky cork light anti-shock trekking poles. I absolutely love the cork handle, and if you're looking at getting trekking poles, I would never recommend anything other than a cork handle. We will cut across to clothing now. So starting with my hiking clothes, if we start from the top, I will have my hat. I will have my sports bra. I will have a hiking t-shirt. So this one is by Lululemon. I find that their materials are just really nice to wear and they're really breathable and quick drying. And they also make things for guys as well, so the guys don't miss out. As my first warm layer, I just have a lightweight fleece. This one's from Kathmandu. And then if it starts to rain, I will have my Gore-Tex rain jacket, and it's got pit zips. Move down to the bottom half. I haven't really decided on how many pairs of underwear to bring for this trip, probably 3 or 4, and then I will just wash them. Then I have my sport shorts. I have 2 pairs of hiking socks, so one of these is by Darn Tough, and the other one is from Mountain Designs. Hands up if you miss the physical Mountain Designs stools if you're from Australia. And then I have my sock liners, so these are Armour Skin anti-blister socks. If you've seen any of my videos before, you'll know that I talk about these quite a lot, and I love them, and they always come with me on every single trip. For this trip, I will be bringing some gaiters. I was really trying to find gaiters that weren't the full length and that weren't the little ankle gaiters, so these are kind of in between. I was really happy to find these. So that is all the clothing that I will be wearing when I get to camp. I will carry all of my camp clothes that I do not want to get wet while hiking, in a dry bag. So this one is by Ultralight Hiker. Starting from the bottom now, I have another pair of Mount Design socks, and these ones will just be reserved for camp and for sleeping. I have my camp shoes. So these are called THRU shoes. They're really lightweight sandals and they're not really going to come off, so you can wear them in the river as well if you had to. When I get to camp, I will switch out to my thermal bottoms. So these are Patagonia bottoms. Over the top of that, I will have some Mountain Designs fleece pants. Then in terms of the top half, I have a Kathmandu thermal top. And I will have my 100 weight fleece as well, and then my warmest layer is this jacket, also by Kathmandu. This is something that I will upgrade as well eventually to a down jacket, purely based on weight. So this probably weighs close to 500 grams, but it is a windproof jacket, so it is really warm. And then I also have a beanie for around camp. And then obviously my hiking boots, these ones are by Keen. I do also own Obol's boots, but for this trip I think I'm going to take my Keens. So now onto the rest of the gear. I will have everything linked in the description of this video, and some of those links are affiliate links, so it means if you purchase something through one of my links, then I love you. But it also means that you'll be supporting this channel, and I'll love you. So starting with my toiletries, I have a whole roll of toilet paper. Then in my little toiletry bag, I have a little jar of Tiger Balm, a little jar of Blistex lip conditioner. They changed the recipe for Blistex and it is now SPF 30 instead of SPF 15, so for a lip balm I think that is really good. Then I have my little homemade deodorant. These little jars I got from a site called Lightsmith from America. You could probably find the same thing somewhere here in Australia, but they weigh about 2 grams each and you can really control the amount that you want to take on your trip, so I think they're quite adorable. I will have my hand sanitizer. I have a tiny little Ziploc bag that I will put my personal medication in. Then I have my toothbrush. I'm pretty sure this one came off an aeroplane. I have some wet wipes. Then I have my toothpaste. I have a spare bobby pin and 2 spare hair ties. And I will have sunscreen in here. This bottle is 90 mils, so for me who goes through a lot of sunscreen, I will fill this right to the top. So that is all the toiletries, and then if we go on to first aid, I have my PLB or personal locator beacon, so this will be particularly important on this trip because I am going solo. And then in my little first aid kit, a little towel that when you put it into water, then it expands into a big towel. Inside another one of these little jars I have some Calamoseptine cream. You can use it on cuts and scratches and rashes and it kind of fixes everything. I have some ibuprofen, some Advil, just 4 little tablets. I have a bandage. I have a little tube of insect repellent. I actually got this tube from the same place that I got these jars. I have some strapping tape just rolled around a little straw. I have a little tube of peppermint oil. So I use this for any headaches. It can be used as a bug deterrent as well, and I also use it as a little pick-me-up in the afternoon if your energy's getting a bit low. Then inside here I have like an old little tissue wrapper that I just keep everything in for a little bit extra waterproof. 4 band-aids, normal size band-aids, and then I have 1 bigger band-aid. These are not like regular band-aids, they're called tough strips. And they really do not come off unless you pull them off. I would never buy just regular band-aids anymore, they always are going to be these tough strips. I have 1 little gauze pad, 1 alcohol wipe, 4 little strips of KT tape, and I also have some water purification tablets. And that is the first aid kit. So moving now on to my water and stove. Just quickly, I have another food bag. This is by Ultralight Hiker. I will be doing another video on what is going to be inside here. So I am trying the soya squeeze, which I've never used before. So we will see if I end up liking this. But basically my setup for this will be my non-filtered water will go into this. Then the soya squeeze will screw onto this. And then it will be filtered into this bottle via this little adapter. So that is how I'm going to filter my water. Once this is full, I will be able to fill up my normal drinking bladder. So this is a platypus. I really like the valve on this. This bottle is specific to this trip. On longer hikes, I always take this bottle to have some Powerade powder, but when I'm on shorter hikes, I don't really bother. That is all the things for my water. So then in terms of stove, I am super excited to show you this little guy. I have a titanium pot from Tokes. Inside of the pot, I have a little light load towel just to keep things from rattling, and if anything ever got hot and I couldn't pick it up, then I'll use this little towel as well. basically the little Tokes spirit burner. My fuel goes there. I have the little pot stand from Tokes as well, and I put this on top of that. For a windshield, I have a Vargo windshield, which will go around like so. And for fuel, I will use methylated spirits, which will go into my little Vargo fuel bottle, and then I will have my Sea to Summit long-handled spoon. I also have my Sea to Summit mug, so this fits 2 cups of water. Inside of here, I carry a little Bic mini lighter. I always just have a KFC wipe randomly. Pretty much use matches instead of my lighter, so the lighter is more of a backup. And then I also have, these are little pieces of dissolvable paper, and they have soap on them. So I've made a video on how to make them. But basically when you are cleaning your pot, you can put just one of these in with a little bit of water, and that is enough soap to clean your pot. They weigh absolutely nothing, and they're such a great way to bring something that's normally a liquid. So for this trip, I will be taking 7 of them, so basically 1 for each night. And then I have a little sponge which I have cut from a bigger sponge. So my other little accessories, I have a little Sea to Summit pillow, and I have a little Sea to Summit day pack. Miscellaneous things, I will have my sunglasses, I carry a handkerchief, and then because I am in the state of Victoria and at the time that I'm filming this video masks are still compulsory, I have to take a mask. So inside here I have my compass, I have some string, so this is kind of like that builder's line that builders use to make straight lines. I just have pen and paper, some duct tape that is again rolled onto a little straw, and a pocket knife. I also carry just a little plastic bag. This is just in case I need it really, but it weighs nothing. Then I have this little wallet passport thing from Ultralight Hiker. It does fit the size of your passport, so if you do any overseas hiking, that's where it can stay. But for this, I will be carrying my car key in here and my license and any money. And then I have my Great Ocean Walk map. So now all that's left is my electronics, and this is the part that weighs me down the most, but I am proud of this decision and it's the direction that I'm going, so I shall not complain about the weight. First off, I have the GoPro 7. This is the camera that I've always taken on my hikes, except for a few of my earlier videos, which I had the GoPro 3, which was pretty terrible. So this used to be camera A, it is now going to be camera B, because I now have the Canon R6, and I have the RF 15 to 35mm lens with that. I only ever hiked with GoPro because of weight. I was really concerned about the weight of my pack, but I've pretty much come to the realization that my creative abilities and skills are sort of yearning for something else. So I made an investment in myself to support my creative vision. So now I have 2 cameras. I also have a variable ND filter, which is pretty much stays on my camera the whole time. That's a Peter McKinnon edition. So then the tripod that I use is the Joby 3K Pro for that camera. I also have the capture clip, which is the clip that sits on the strap of your pack, so your camera can sit there and it's really easily accessible while you're hiking. But then if it does rain, I have a dedicated dry bag just for that camera. So again, this is by Ultralight Hiker. I will also carry a lens cloth to keep my beautiful lens clean. Then the other thing that will sit on top of this camera is my adorable little microphone with the windshield. We got through that. Now let's look into this actual dry bag. This definitely weighs more than my tent. I will have my mobile phone. I will have a bunch of SD cards. I have the charging cable for my phone. Then I will take a total of 3 batteries for my Canon camera. So 1 battery is in the camera at the moment, and then these are my 2 spares. Same with my GoPro. I will have 1 battery inside the GoPro and 2 spare GoPro batteries. Then I have my Nightcore head torch. This is a rechargeable head torch. So I have the cord to be able to charge that head torch. I will probably be taking my Fitbit which means I will probably have to take my Fitbit charger. Then to actually be able to charge all of those things, I have my power bank, which is the Anker PowerCore Metro Essential. So it's a 20,000 milliamp power bank. And the difference with this power bank is it has power delivery, which is basically USB-C. It means I can charge these batteries directly into my camera. I don't have to bring another little battery charger for it. But it also does have a normal USB. So it's a bit of a brick, but I won't be afraid that I will run out of charge. And then the dry bag that I put all those things in is a little Sea2 Summit Ultrasil Nano. So it's a 2-liter dry bag. Alright, we got there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful to you in some way. If it was, please consider subscribing. I would very dearly appreciate it. I hope you have fun on your hikes, and I will see you out there.